During the 30s, which were also, as it happened, my 30s, I travelled a good deal. I knew the melancholy of railway stations and the grey wallpaper of cheap hotels. There's absolutely no reason you should ever have heard of me. I once had a certain reputation in the theatre, in Germany. I was considered, you know that word, when they don't really like you, but they think you might not go away, promising. I had a play in rehearsal when the Nazis came in. That never opened. After that, no one would put on my plays in Germany, however bad I tried to make them. In the end, I took to writing novels. In May 1938, I was invited to Paris to discuss filming one of my novels. I was rather flattered, lacking as I did sufficient experience of the film business to realize that the writer's importance to it was somewhere on the par with the hairdresser's.
Good morning. Name?
Von Hova.
Where did you come from?
And it was a relief to be out of Germany. I was somewhat surprised when, instead of discussing the project, I was bundled into a taxi, driven to the Champs-Élysées, handed a ticket, and sent in to see the latest sensation. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Hard to tell what connection it might have had with my novel, which dealt with Nazi education policy. Given the historical circumstances, I found the film a little optimistic in tone. All the same, in many ways, a remarkable piece of work. I was sure we'd never met. All the same, there was something strangely familiar about him. I sensed he was like me, a foreigner. I even had a sudden intuition he might turn out to be a fellow writer. But before I had a chance to ask him, a bizarre commotion occurred. He was quite dead. And this was the incident which prompted me to make the following remark. Why is it people are so afraid of the Nazis? Well, they're afraid just walking down the street. I know of no political theory or philosophical system which properly takes into account the workings of chance. I don't just mean a few centimeters to left or right and it would have been me face down on the ground. I mean that chance, in its most brutal guise, was about to take charge of the lives of millions of Europeans. Not that people realized, of course. I have friends who took taxis to the internment camps. But for me, the tree on the Champs-Élysées was enough. And being, as I was, a German-speaking Hungarian, born in an Italian town now part of Yugoslavia, chance was on my side. So while others scrambled desperately for papers which might take them to Mexico City, Helsinki, Shanghai, anywhere, I was already flushed with optimism and disregarding certain superstitions I had concerning water, cruising serenely into New York Harbor. Even as I marveled, though, standing on the deck at dawn, I became aware of a difficulty. For I was a man who, for complicated reasons which took the form of simple fear, unable to step into an elevator. However, I soon discovered that if you were a writer who couldn't speak English, there was one place where this was in no way considered a handicap, namely Los Angeles. Chugging through interminable landscapes, I tried to imagine how it was going to be.
Yeah! Well, of course it's raining. I can see it's fucking raining. Hi.
Mr. Money?
Chuck. Good of you to find the time, Mr. Horvath.
Eden.
Huh?
Eden. Ed. Ed.
Oh, yeah. Good. I'm in a meeting. Oh, Christ. All right. Ed, sit. Jack, how are you? No. End of next week, Jack. I told you. Yeah, I know that, but talking to this guy's like drowning in cold gravy. Well, I really appreciate your patience on this, Jack. Now, she's fine. How's Eileen? Yeah. Nice talking to you. Have you seen The Adventures of Robin Hood?
This is a film?
You haven't seen The Adventures of Robin Hood?
No.
Oh. You worked for Fox over in Europe, is that right, Ed?
Yes.
And my people tell me you wrote a play about Edward II.
Please?
Play. Theater play. You wrote a play about Edward II, English king.
No.
No?
No.
Oh.
Ah, I know that's what you mean. Edward II, yes? No. This was a play from Leon Feuchtwanger and Bertolt Brecht.
You didn't have anything to do with it?
No.
You are familiar with the material.
Sorry? My English.
Do you know the play?
Oh, yes. But in any case, is it an old English play?
What's that?
Yes. From Christopher Marlowe.
Let me have it run for you.
Excuse me?
The Adventures of Robin Hood. It was huge. Did 3 million domestic. Give you an idea.
For what?
Listen, let me explain. These things nobody can explain. But for some reason, right now, English history is very hot. So somebody came up with this Edward II idea, and what we have here is a treatment.
Thank you.
The way of presenting the facts we think may work. But you don't have to take any notice of it. Hell, you're the writer.
Yes.
You a member of Screenwriters Guild?
No. You want that I become a membership?
No, that's fine. Okay, Ed. I'm prepared to offer you $100 a week. Half now, half on delivery.
Well,
You need 2 weeks?
maybe.
Okay, you got it. End of next week, then. You okay to write in English?
Oh, sure. I am taking lessons.
Good.
Yes, I am already knowing 3,000 words in English.
Congratulations.
Excuse me?
My mundane screenwriting assignment was interrupted by a summons to Parnassus. Thomas Mann. I had, of course, met the Nobel Prize winner more than once in Germany, but this was the first evening I had ever spent with him alone. It was pleasant to speak my own language again, but the occasion was not without its mishaps.
What did you think of my lecture? Be honest.
I shall have to be very honest. I'm afraid I missed it.
Oh?
I have a deadline coming up. My first American screenplay.
I hope I'm not keeping you from it now.
Also, I wasn't sure I'd follow your English.
My English is very good.
Oh, yes, no, it's mine that's terrible. I took some lessons in Vienna, but I had to give them up.
Why?
They made me feel like a head waiter.
What does it deal with, this screenplay of yours?
Edward II of England, based on Marlowe's play.
Interesting. Did you ever see Brecht's version?
No.
No, I did, about 15 years ago in Berlin. I remember it vividly. It was dreadful.
In what way?
Everything so relentlessly ugly. I feel much more comfortable with your work.
Well,
That first charming little book of yours, you know the one I mean. I thought it was remarkable. No one else has been able to write like that about life inside the Third Reich. How did you manage to find out all those things?
well, you know, at the beginning, I went back quite often.
Really?
Yes. In fact, I meant to tell you, at the book burning, the great book burning in Berlin, I was there.
I don't see how you possibly have been.
I saw them all file past Goebbels in their academic robes, heaving books onto the bonfire. And that professor, what's his name? Boimler. I saw him dance, heard him shout, "Burn, Thomas Mann, burn," yelling like a bad actor. And then Goebbels made a speech and said, "Tonight the intellect awakes." I watched the whole thing.
Weren't they burning your books too?
No. I'm not well known enough. The compensations of obscurity.
Well, it's true. Fame carries very heavy obligations.
I'm sure.
I often wonder, you know, whether we writers have done enough to prevent the world from rolling to the brink of war.
Yes, well, my family has a very poor reputation when it comes to preventing wars. My father, who was a diplomat, had a meeting with the Archduke Franz Ferdinand in the spring of 1914. His Highness said he was planning a tour of Bosnia. My father assured him it was an excellent idea and particularly recommended a visit to Sarajevo. So all this is really his fault.
Forgive me if I can't bring myself to smile. You know, it's enough of that. You have a new book ready for us?
Yes, yes I do. It's called Europe Goodbye.
Oh. You read some of it to me? Do you have it with you?
No, I don't.
Oh. What a disappointment.
Oh, perhaps you'd read something of yours.
Well, certainly, if you insist. My voice is a little tired from lecturing.
Well,
But, no, if you insist. At the moment, I'm writing about Goethe. This was intended to be a novella, but these things have a habit of expanding out of my grasp. I no longer have your enviable gift of brevity.
Some would say I'm short-winded.
Oh, come. No. It takes years for the secret significance of a work of art to reveal itself to the artist himself, let alone to his public.
Certainly, your story, Death in Venice, has taken on a special meaning for me in these past years.
No doubt on the grounds of its convenient length.
No, not on those grounds.
The laws of art are truly unfathomable. One has no choice but to obey them, even if one can never understand them.
I agreed that the laws of art were whatever it was he said they were. He read from his imperishable masterpiece, Lotte in Weimar. But the sinuous elaboration of his syntax, the lulling sonorities of his laureate's voice were such that, regrettably, within a very few minutes, I was sound asleep.
What do you think that is?
The kind collaboration of Christopher Marlowe had enabled me, in the time allotted, to complete a piece of work in English. All the words were his, so I was quietly confident.
Heavens to Betsy, it's my script.
Script? You wouldn't get that on fucking radio. How could you do this to me, Ed?
Do what?
I put my ass on the line for you. Have you any idea what kind of trouble I'm in now?
No.
Oh, well, now, Ed, this is going to be a very short meeting. But you're new in town, and I think I better straighten you out.
Yes?
Now, I know your English is bad, and you can't help that. But this is a goddamn disaster area.
But I used the Marlowe.
I don't care if you use fucking Webster's, Ed. English is 8.
I see.
And another thing, you can't even type right. The whole script is laid out like some goddamn poem.
You want me that I explain?
No, I don't want you that you explain. All I'm saying is that if you want Ty Power and Linda Darnell to read your script, you don't bring them fucking Hiawatha.
Ah, yes. This I understand.
I gave you a treatment, Ed. Why didn't you work from the treatment?
Excuse me?
The treatment.
Ah, yes. I threw this away. I thought it was unbelievable vulgar.
Vulgar? Now, wait a minute, Ed. I wrote that. Vulgar? When I read your script, we'll pass over the fact that it was in pidgin English. There was this stuff. I couldn't believe it. I had to go back and read it again, yet there it was. I never seen anything like it in a script of a major motion picture. In your story, the King of England is a goddamn faggot.
A faggot?
Faggot! Fruit! Homosexual!
Ah, yes. But this is his story, too.
Are you crazy? So what? Listen, for all I know, Robin Hood liked to do it with sheep. You think anyone wants to see that? This is for family audiences, not the back room of the cat house. This is an adventure picture, not the goddamn ballet. You come to me with some piece of shit that has the King of England climbing into bed with a boy, and you call me vulgar? Jesus!
So, I am, as you say, fired.
You bet your ass.
Then I say, good day.
Now, wait a minute. Listen. I don't know what kind of material Fox goes for over in Europe, Ed. All I'm telling you is that you can't pull this kind of stunt in this country. We're not ready for it. What? Oh, Jack. Yeah, listen. I have this problem.
First blood to Hollywood. I'd earned a reasonable amount of money in my youth, but all of it had disappeared on train fares and hotel rooms, in bars and taxicabs and coffee houses. Now I discovered that in contrast to many parts of Europe, this was a country in which it was difficult to be poor with dignity. The governments of Britain and France, entirely ignoring the misgivings of Variety, which predicted a drastic reduction in foreign film income, had declared war on Germany. A fortunate consequence of this was the foundation of an organization called the European Film Fund, to provide work for needy emigre writers. And so it was that I found myself an employee of Warner Brothers. One day I was astonished to find standing next to me in the restroom Thomas Mann's elder brother, Heinrich. He'd always been one of my heroes.
Hold up.
The writer.
Yes.
Tell me, what is it they expect us to do here?
Oh, keep out of their way as much as possible.
But we're supposed to be writing scenarios, is that right?
Theoretically, yes.
What are scenarios? They always introduce me as the man who wrote The Blue Angel.
Oh, yes.
I used to say I didn't write it. I wrote a novel 35 years ago on which the film is very loosely based. They changed the ending, I would say. Darling. Then I understood they didn't want to hear that. So now I say, did you like it? Oh, I'm so glad. Thank you very much.
I'm sure you are.
Darling. Yeah. My entire American reputation stands on the legs of Marlene Dietrich. geography as we know it.
How'd you get out of France?
With extreme difficulty, I think, is the answer to that. I had the papers for America, and the Spanish visa, and the Portuguese visa, but I couldn't get the French to give me an exit visa. Finally, there was this wonderful young American who said if I didn't go now, I'd be arrested and sent back to Germany. He took us to the Spanish border, and we climbed out of France over the Pyrenees.
How did you manage?
I'll never know. I didn't mind the walking, but I kept falling over. If it hadn't been for Nellie, my wife, I'd still be there. Oh, you must meet Nellie. She doesn't get a chance to see many people her own age. All my friends are so ancient now.
I'd like to.
I don't know how, but she managed to get us a passage on a Greek ship. She fought for it like a mad thing. The last Greek ship out of Europe. Lisbon Harbor, you know. I can't tell you how beautiful it is. Like some long-lost love. To watch it vanish, hard to bear. My daughter's still over there in Prague with her mother, my first wife. I did everything I knew, but I couldn't get them out. How much are they paying you?
$125 a week.
Me too. Yes, me too. I know what you're thinking. How is it we've managed to be so lucky?
That wasn't at all what I was thinking. I was thinking that after the First World War, Heinrich was the most famous writer in Germany, when Thomas Mann was just a name. I was remembering how, in 1929, many of us believed the Nobel Prize had gone to the wrong brother. I was trying to control the sadness and anger I felt at rediscovering my old hero in some Burbank toilet.
By now, we emigres had a favorite meeting place. A little house on Maybury Road, Santa Monica, which belonged to Garbo's writer, Salka Viertel.
We met here to celebrate Heinrich Mann's 70th birthday. It was a notable occasion, and one I would always remember. If only because it was there I first made the acquaintance of the famous Nellie.
Want some? It's the real French stuff, I think. God knows where she gets it.
Prost.
Also, I don't mind the Californian. What do you think?
I quite like it.
Yeah, all this lot is so bloody snobbish about it. It's rough and it's strong, and what more do you need, is what I say. What do you do?
Oh, I'm a writer.
You're not.
Yes. Erden Horvath.
A bloody Hungarian by the sound of it.
Well, you know, the usual Austro-Hungarian mixture.
I am disappointed. You know, when I saw you over there, I said to myself, well, at least I bet he's not a writer.
I'm sorry.
You don't look like a writer.
It's kind of you to say so.
Happy birthday. Sorry I'm late.
Heine doesn't want all this, you know. He's been dreading it for weeks. I mean, who'd want a lot of people telling you you're 70? He knows he's 70, poor old bugger. Bad enough to turn him 40, wouldn't you say?
Well, There you have me.
All come to get off.
I promise you, this looks too monstrous.
You all right? More wine, is that?
I thought she was wonderful.
Yes.
After the soup and before the special roast beef she'd been saving, our hostess, dear Salkafietel, rose to her feet. This proved to be a fatal error.
I just wanted to say what an honor it is to be holding this little celebration in our house, and to propose a first toast to a great writer, to our beloved Heinrich Mann.
I need some more. To Heine.
Heinrich.
Heinrich.
You're staying with the red wine.
Well, it's very, very happy birthday.
This festive gathering, then, has finally taken place. And its cause, so moving and worthy a cause, lies so far in the past, it is almost necessary to remind ourselves of it. The cause, my dear brother, is your 70th birthday, which took place on March the 27th, and which we were unable to celebrate earlier. I was at fault for this, or rather, my commitments were at fault. A whole generation ago, dear
And on he went,
you
as the
gave us
beef
the
sizzled
myth
and browned,
of Professor
to speak
Unrat.
of Goethe and Nietzsche,
Hitler
of
is
liberty
no
and pragmatism
professor.
and
Far
evil,
from it.
till
And
buttocks
soon will be
stiffened
the rubbish
and eyelids
of history.
drooped.
If genius, dear Heinrich, is foresight, the ability to anticipate, the passionate portrayal of things to come, then your work bears the stamp of genius. And if you have, as I'm sure you do, the organic stamina, your old eyes will see what you predicted in your youth, the fall of a tyrant.
Thank you. Well, my dear brother, as you in your too kind address so perceptibly remarked, democracy was ever a concept welcome to my heart.
Afterwards, somebody explained that they've been doing this kind of thing ever since they were
Naturally
50.
accommodated
And so, at even
to the
greater
demands
length, as the
of
beef
my
shriveled
temper,
and blackened, Heinrich
which
delivered his
surely
measured
makes it
response.
doubly admirable that for our tormented nation, you are now democracy's most visible standard bearer. Again, thank you. Nellie and I are profoundly grateful.
I would like to propose a toast to Nellie Mann, without whom I cannot think that this celebration would be taking place. Her cheerfulness and encouragement during that terrible journey across the Pyrenees will never be forgotten by any of us. So I would like to ask... Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to upset you.
Christ. I've been laughing so hard. I burst my
I continued to work for Warner Brothers, hoping that none of them would notice me, and sure enough, none of them did. And in the meantime, I found a new way, which was actually an old way, to improve my English.
A lot of American men don't like a girl to earn 8 times their salary.
Well, this is crazy. A girlfriend who drives me to work and buys me dinner. You want that I should complain?
European men must be different.
No. I think this Einstellung.
Attitude?
Attitude, yeah. Is common also in Europe.
It must be just you. It's different.
I'm afraid so, yes.
It's just I'm a nice Jewish girl. I like to have someone to look after.
Yeah. I was once married to a Jewish girl.
Married?
Yeah.
You never told me that.
Oh, it was just for the passport.
What do you mean?
I married Maria to give her the Hungarian passport.
Oh, I see. And then what happened?
She used it and left. Gone with the wind. Anyway, women have always been very kind to me.
I don't know why that should be.
Me neither. Oh. Hey. What is it with these Warner Brothers? I write all these goddamn scenarios and no one ever says a word to me.
You want me to explain that?
Sure.
First, they really don't like to read. So if they have to read, they're going to read what costs them money. Listen, their $3,500 a week writers earn more where they're taking a piss than you do all week. So whose scenarios do you think they're going to look at?
Yeah, but I also am costing them money.
That's peanuts, Ed. That's charity. You give a blind musician a dime, you don't expect the Goldberg variations.
Okay, but it's costing me time. From 10 to 5 every day. The goddamn bus rides. I mean, when do I have time to write my writing?
You have plenty of time. You know why? Because no one reads your scenarios, and actually, it suits you that way, if the truth be known.
I suppose.
So why are you complaining?
Because I like to be appreciated.
You want them to pay you and appreciate you and shut up, right?
I think this is fair, yes. Like any artist. I'm sorry, I know for you this is serious business.
Yes, it is. My folks took me to see the jazz singer in New York when I was 14. I thought it was terrible, God, so sentimental. But it got me excited, you know. Already in those days I knew I wanted to write, I just didn't know what.
Was this decided you for movies?
No, but it started me thinking a whole new medium, infinite possibilities. Probably the first art form since the Elizabethan theater that appeals to every age group and every class. And you can take it out to audiences all over the world. Now I can't imagine writing for anything but the cinema.
Well, I understand you're theoretic, but...
I know it hasn't happened yet. I know the business is run by greedy opportunists and yes-men and chiselers. But they can't hold out forever. Just look at the progress that's been made. In what, not even 15 years?
But it's too powerful for them ever to listen to the writers.
Well.
Oh, this goddamn sound!
I liked your novels so much. I wish I could read your plays. Aren't any of them translated into English?
No, I'm sorry. I'm not enough famous.
What are they like? Are they political or what?
No, I think you would not call them political. They don't deal with special Themen.
Issues.
No, and not from Marxist ideas like Brecht.
Who?
Bertolt Brecht. He's a writer a bit older than me. I just write about ordinary people. How bizarre they are. I write about life, as it regrettable is. I write about the poor, the ignorant, the victims of society. women especially. But the left attack me always. They say, easy pessimism. But they love the people without knowing any people. I know the people, how terrible they are, and still I like them. Also, it turns out my plays were not enough pessimistic.
And what about the right?
Oh, already before 10 years I was...
10 years ago?
Yeah, I was in court for fighting in a bar with Nazis. And when my play, Geschichten aus dem Wienerwald, Tale from Vienna Wood, premiered in Berlin, the Nazi critic said, not even an audience of niggers would watch this play without they would protest. I stand by my view.
Well, I wish I could read German. My father has family in Germany.
Oh? Where?
Düsseldorf, I think. They're, you know, cousins. I never met them.
Are they still in Germany?
As far as I know.
You know, you're the best-looking playwright I ever met.
That's the kind of remark I usually take exception to.
Take exception, sorry?
Don't like.
Nevertheless, it's true.
Do you want to go out this evening?
No.
What do you want to do this evening? Ah. So that's what you want to do this evening.
I think my English is getting better.
Brecht, why do you always want people to be aware they're watching a performance? I've asked him this on several occasions. I mean, what else do you think they're doing? But he has a habit of not answering questions he doesn't approve of, don't you? He came direct from Vladivostok 10 days before the Nazis invaded Russia, which made him one of the very last emigres to arrive.
Exiles.
What?
I don't like the word emigres. It somehow suggests I left of my own free will. I was driven out and an exile.
Just as you like.
Look at this. It's big, it's red, it's shiny, it's seductive, and when you bite it, it tastes like an old sponge. Capitalist apples.
We heard you were in Moscow.
Yes, but I couldn't stay in Moscow. Moscow was no good.
Why not?
They were rationing sugar.
Did you have any trouble getting out?
Money was the only problem. I had the visas, I couldn't afford the tickets. Weigel, children, my two associates, there were 6 of us, you see. In the end, I had to go to Feuchtwanger's publisher.
And he gave you money?
Well, I said I was Feuchtwanger's representative, authorized by him to collect his royalties. I waved this letter from Feuchtwanger in his face. How much do you want, he said. How much have you got, I said.
And that was that?
Well, certainly. Feuchtwanger's very popular in Russia.
If it didn't Feuchtwanger mind.
No, why should he? He was delighted.
And there was enough money to get you all out?
Yeah. We had to leave my greatest Stefan. She was ill. She had to go to hospital. She died.
Have you seen many people since you arrived?
Well, I ran into Thomas Mann.
How was that?
Like stubbing your toe on 3,000 years of history. I've never felt more remote from the world, not even when I was stuck away in the back end of Finland.
You really hate it.
I can't believe there is such a place. I don't know what the hell I'm doing here. You got any Lenin?
Lenin?
I didn't want any trouble with customs, so I dropped mine over the side at San Pedro.
What, the complete works of Lenin?
Hmm.
At the bottom of Los Angeles Harbor?
Yeah.
No, I haven't got any Lenin.
I was afraid of that.
To be perfectly honest, I'd never read a word of Lenin. And I don't imagine he was very high on Nellie's reading list either. One afternoon, she drove home with her customary expertise to find that Heinrich and I were not in our offices at Warner Brothers.
You're home early.
Well, there doesn't seem to be much point in sitting out the last few hours.
No change, eh?
No.
Bloody brother of yours.
Tommy went personally to see Jack Warner.
Oh, yeah, squeezed it in, did he, between trips to the White House?
Nellie, he told me he pleaded with Jack Warner. It can't have been easy.
So what happened?
He says Jack Warner laughed in his face.
Okay, yeah. Put on your bib and tucker, and let's get... Oh, go on, take it. We're not walking yet.
Strange thought. It's nearly 50 years since my first novel was published. Who could have imagined I'd end up being fired by Jack Warner?
We haven't been fired. Because they're not renewing any of our contracts. It's an important distinction.
What, you mean like between eating earth and swallowing air?
Sort of.
So what are we going to do?
Well, move to a smaller house, I suppose.
We already moved to a smaller house.
Even smaller.
Jesus.
I'm afraid the car will have to go.
Oh, no.
Nellie.
No, I can't be in this shithole without a car. I mean, why do you think I went to the bothering expense of learning how to drive?
There's just no choice.
You know what? Do you know what you did this summer? They wanted to publish a book of his. American publishers, good money. They just asked him to make a few changes, that's all. You know, one or two things they didn't like. So what does he do? He tells them to piss off.
I haven't worked all these years to make compromises.
No, of course you haven't, Heine. No, you're right, you're right. Well, who the hell are these people in they are? Well, I can see how this story's going to end. Back to work is what? Did you know when Heine met me I was a barmaid?
Yes, I had heard.
Oh, you had heard, had you heard? Yeah. Quite soon after we met, Heine said to me, he said, tell me about your life. You know, I want to know your life story. I'll do one better than that. I said, I'll write it out for you. So I did. So he reads it. He says, oh, this is wonderful. I think I can do something with this. And then one day he says to me, he says, do you remember that manuscript you gave me? I've turned it into a novel. Oh, fine, I says. You publish your novel. No, publish my memoirs. And I'll give you 3 to 1, I'll sell more copies. Yeah, he says. That's what I was afraid of. So I took the liberty of dropping your manuscript into the stove. So don't talk to me about writers.
I wouldn't dream of it.
It was very lively, Nellie's manuscript, but it was a little coarse-grained.
Yeah, that's why it would have been a bestseller, you silly old bugger. Then we wouldn't be in this dump.
Is that a true story?
I never contradict a lady.
Never do what to a lady, don't you remember? Listen, I hear a rumour you've taken up with some Jew.
Nettie.
What's the matter? We're not good enough for you.
I don't know what you mean.
Still, I suppose down there at the studio is probably all you could find. Oh dear, spoken out of turn again, have I?
I'm very happy with the way things are, thank you.
Oh, that's all that counts. Tell you what, broke or not, we're going to give you that 40th birthday party here. No, I don't want any of that. I want, thank you, Nellie. How kind.
Thank you, Nellie.
And just to show you that all is forgiven, you can even bring your wig.
I don't know if she'd come. She's a bit particular about mixing with Germans. When the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor, we showfolk knew where our duty lay. All performances of Madame Butterfly at the Met were cancelled, and the Greenwich Village Savoyards withdrew the Mikado from their repertoire. All the Japanese gardeners in Hollywood were fired. In the case of an air raid, Variety advised its readers to seek shelter in the Nora Bayes Theatre, on the grounds that it had never had a hit. So, on Sunday, Pearl Harbor, Monday, war was declared, and on Tuesday, I was 40. I've known better starts to the week. I called Nellie to ask if the party was still on. Why shouldn't it be, she said. It was 9 o'clock in the morning. She was drunk.
Very happy
Listen, I will open it in a moment, all right? Good to see you. Helen was understandably a little nervous about meeting all those formidable Germans.
It happens time and again. They write one good book, then two mediocre ones, and that's the end of their career. They've no conception of a developing life work, no stamina. They get drowned in success.
What's he saying?
He's saying there are no American writers.
Oh? What about Fitzgerald, Hemingway, Faulkner, Parsons, Steinbeck, Nathaniel West?
I did not mean to wound your sensibilities, Miss Schwartz. I can only speak as my old-fashioned life.
Where's Nellie?
In the kitchen, I believe, preparing something for you.
Shall I go and help her?
No. I think she wants to surprise you.
I can't agree with you either. If you want a writer with real inventiveness and staying power, what about Earl Stanley Gardner?
I'm afraid I'm not familiar with his work.
Well, there's no Simon, of course, but he's about the best they've got over here.
I'm obliged for the advice.
I don't know what he's saying half the time. His mouth is full of money.
I'm not.
Well, the English seem to have got off to a pretty poor start in Libya after all that build-up.
What's the world coming to when Churchill is our only hope?
It doesn't matter how modern our weapons are. I'd say that in the hands of the oldest and the most corrupt aristocracy in the world, they're bound to misfire.
Oh, really? I thought the shooting was the only thing the English aristocracy was really good at.
They haven't got the spirit of the Russians. Did you see that thing about the fighting in Rostov? They're attacking the Panzer troops with frying pans.
The Nazis have condemned them for illegal methods. Yeah, they would, yeah.
That's right. Tanks are allowed, but frying pans are illegal.
All this stuff about Japanese is all over the front page, but I saw something inside the LA Times yesterday. I think it's much more significant. The German advance on Moscow has finally broken down because of sub-zero temperatures. So, on the day that the greatest industrial power in the world enters the war, it finally goes on Hitler that is in Russia the winter cold. He's finished. The House Pager is finished. Yeah!
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ethel. Well, blow out the candles. Are you going to blow out the candles? Now you have to make a wish. Can you think of a wish? Well, I've had to sell me jewellery. Every last piece. So I thought, what the hell? I mean, why wear anything? Hello, Maestro. Never seen your sister-in-law like this, have you? Now, what do you think of me?
Control yourself.
Yeah, it's all you can say. It's all you can think.
Nellie?
If you knew what it was like to be married to such an old man. He's so old. He's so old.
It's true that none of us was really happy. But the thing was, I saw things differently from the others. I'd always loved what was strange and half-finished. I loved gullibility, cheap religious mementos, plastic, superstitions, pornography with spelling mistakes, girls dressed as mermaids, streets without end, the ethics of the fairground, the bright smiles of the no-hopers, motiveless friendliness, the pleasures of nomad's land. In short, after 2 years in Los Angeles, I knew I was home. I had my routine now.
Morning, Pete. Coffee, juice, whole wheat, and 1 egg over easy with a broiled dog.
You got it, Ed.
Why do you always have to do that?
Was there something special you wanted to see me about?
Heinrich Mann.
What about him?
He's starving to death.
Surely not.
Literally.
But I thought Thomas sent him a check every month.
I sent him some measly amount. Last month it didn't arrive. So not only no groceries, but his teeth were hurting and he couldn't go back to the dentist because he owes him.
But I gave Nellie some money the last time I saw her.
You shouldn't do that. She just drinks it.
I don't care what she does with it.
Well, he doesn't get through to him, is what I'm trying to say.
Well, I can give you 100, but you'll have to wait till the end of the week.
Okay, thank you. Thanks.
I don't understand how Thomas is allowing this to happen.
What does he care? He basks up there in the Palisades like some old lizard wallowing in money, with his secretary and his servants and his 5 cars, and his brothers down here sweating and broke without even enough to get his shoes repaired. Any opinion he holds today is an opinion he opposed 5 years ago. His books can be of no possible benefit to anyone except possibly weightlifters. And did you know Hitler was in power 3 years before Thomas Mann could bring himself to say a word against him? That's what I'm really talking about.
I can't condemn him for that.
Well, I can, and I do, and you should.
If I had to work in the evenings, I preferred to do it in the restful surroundings of the Sleeping Beauty Bar on Hollywood Boulevard.
I just had to make him cry. He goes, I showed him. Hi, Ed.
Red wine, I think, tonight.
Oh, no. It's too hot for that. What you want is a nice Chablis.
I want your opinion, I send you a postcard.
Maybe you'd like some of that warmed-up shit with a cinnamon stick in it, like they serve at Nazi HQ.
No, ordinary red wine will do.
Ordinary is what it is. Oh, lady in to see you.
How?
Now what?
Burnaby's the bottle.
How dreamy, baby. How dreamy.
Nellie?
Oh, yeah.
How are you?
Oh, fine. Fine.
How's Heinrich?
Oh, he's fine, too.
Shall I pour it out, or do I leave it to breathe?
Go shit in your head.
Now, your English gets better every day. We're really proud of him.
I heard things have been a bit difficult.
Yeah, it was sweet of you to give us money.
Who told you?
I guess.
Yes, well, Brecht said.
Yeah, well, that was all a bit of an exaggeration. He told me does what he can for us. No, check went straight in the post. Panic. No, when he found out, he wrote another check. Cleared all Heine's debts. No, he's not a bad old sod, really. Except him and Heine's not on speaking terms anymore.
Why not?
My fault, I suppose. They came round to read us another great chunk of that terrible old Joseph crap. And I was in the kitchen and I was singing to myself, you know, cut out the drone. And he suddenly says very loud, "Is that the dog?" It's not him, really. He's all right. It's that wife of his Jewish cow. Do you know what he said to Heine when he came back from his first date with her? He said, "She's not a bit like a Jew."
Really?
Shows how much he knew. I don't know. There's him, and there's you, and there's Brecht. I mean, what's so special about them?
I'd rather not talk about it.
Where's yours, then?
It's in New York.
And when the cat's away...
We try not to think in those terms.
You know, you can be a right pompous bastard when you put your mind to it. Come on, cheer up. I got a job. What about that, then? In a hospital.
Nursing?
Washing sheets. Yeah, it's awful, isn't it? Still, been able to buy myself a car on credit.
Is it worth it?
Of course it's worth it. Anyway, if I have any problems, I can always sell it. They'd never find me. I gave them a false name and a false address. Brecht's.
You're going to terrible trouble, Nellie.
Yeah, well, I've been in trouble all my life, haven't I? I really do. I hate this place. It's so bloody boring.
Look, I'm sorry to say this, but I think we should be going. It's nearly 8.
There's no curfew for you. You're bleeding Hungarian.
No, but there is for you.
I could always spend the night at your place.
That's true. What about Heine?
Heine doesn't mind.
Of course he minds.
It's now what you know. He's not your bloody husband. You don't have to live with him.
No, I have to live with myself.
Yeah, well, I don't need any of these bloody excuses. If you don't fancy, just say.
Now, look, it isn't that.
I'm so lonely. Want me to say please? Please.
Nellie, let me take you home.
But I'm not going anywhere near that squatty dump tonight.
Well, then I'll take you wherever it is you want to go.
No, take me instead.
A few days later, I received a telegram from Heinrich Mann.
It's good of you to come.
Pleasure.
I know what it is getting about in this town.
I do for you?
It's Nellie.
Oh?
She's got herself into some trouble. She ran into a parked car, and she was arrested. She's convinced they'll send her to prison. I just thought that perhaps maybe you could help to reassure her, make her see sense.
Well, I'll do whatever I can. Where is she?
I don't know. She said she was going to work, but she hasn't been in all week, I'm sure. I thought perhaps that you might have some idea where she might spend her time.
Well,
I don't really know, you see, how well you know her.
Well, I will, no. That night, Nellie took an overdose of sleeping pills. She was rushed to hospital and her stomach was pumped.
When I was back east, somebody gave me some transcripts of the speeches Thomas Mann's been making for the BBC.
Yes?
He's saying they're taking Jews out of Holland and sending them to be gassed.
Yes, this is easily possible.
But if they're doing that, what can they be doing to the Jews in Germany?
I don't know. But if you imagine the worst, you can imagine. Probably it will reverse.
But what's happening? I'm a member of the Anti-Nazi League. Nobody's told us about these things. Why don't we know more about it? Why didn't somebody do something?
What can anyone do?
I think that just standing by and letting it happen is as bad as taking part in it.
Well...
Don't you care about it?
Of course I care about it. All my life I've been writing about how Germany is. Perhaps I'm not enough a good writer. Anyway, no one has listened. What can I say about history?
People like to watch accidents.
Sometimes I think you're very cold.
Yes? Well, yes.
Well, I need to feel I'm trying to do something, even if it's an illusion. I've decided to join the party.
The Communist Party?
Yes. You disapprove?
Well, I can't take these people seriously. I mean, here in America, the far left, compared to the left in Europe, they're like Republicans. Every other extremism you have, but you don't have the talent for political extremism.
I'm not interested in extremism. I'm interested in getting things done. Opening the Second Front, repealing the Smith Act, helping to organize the migrant workers.
Yeah, all this is fine. I just don't like to join.
No commitments, huh?
Yes, maybe.
Feel the same way about politics as you do about people.
I like to keep freedom of action, yes. Also, I have very bad experiences with joinings, all kinds.
So you've given up? Too old, right?
No, I think a writer must be always outside. You tell better the truth from standing, looking in the window, than from sitting at the table.
Yes. But why should you have to stand on your own?
Why do you ask me these questions? You know how important is maintaining independence for your work also.
I know. But with you, there's no choice.
But if this was wrong for you, we would not be friends after all this time.
I wasn't talking about us anyway. I was talking about taking a stand.
But it's the same thing, you see. In America, everything is personal. So if I smile at the Communist Party, it's because for me it is like a game. A luxury you can afford if you have too much compassion in the bank. In Europe, it is life or death.
That doesn't entitle you to be patronizing.
I know that, and I don't mean it.
But I also know what you have to do in Europe just to get through the day. And I left in '38, before the real horrors started. Even so, there are things on my conscience you would not believe.
I expect I might be able to guess.
No.
Never.
Soon be warm enough to swim.
Not for me, not here. This goddamn sea is too big. I need a human scale.
Why is it when it comes to anything really large, you're afraid to let yourself go?
You know, I started to write a play.
Really?
Yes. First time in 5 years.
But that's wonderful. Isn't it?
I don't know. It hurts. Like learning to walk on a broken leg. Still, it'll give me something to do evenings. When you're at the, meetings.
In the new year, all kinds of things began to improve. First, to begin at the bottom, my career. I was able to afford a pre-war Studebaker. Fortunately, as my driving methods were individual, a sturdy vehicle. I moved into a proper apartment and began to enjoy working on a screenplay with other than mechanical professionalism. Of course, none of this was of any significance compared to the tremendous excitement of knowing that the tide had finally turned against Hitler. Needless to say, the prospect of peace immediately unleashed a series of bitter quarrels amongst the emigres.
I still think the opening a shade abrupt. And couldn't we agree on some appropriate preamble just to explain who we are?
Anyone who reads the letter will know who we are.
I don't so much mean who we are as what we are.
Isn't the fact of the matter this business of mentioning the Soviet Union?
Well, certainly, I don't think it would be altogether prudent to talk about the Soviet Union in the opening clause of the letter. The Americans won't like it, you know. Do we need to refer to Russia at all?
We've already discussed this ad nauseam. How can we respond to an initiative coming out of the Soviet Union without saying that's what we're doing?
I don't want you to have the impression that I'm at all hostile to Russia. On the contrary, I made a record for distribution to the Red Army, congratulating them on their noble victories.
I expect they'd have preferred you singing Lily Marlene.
Shall we return to the matter in hand?
Very well. If you want to write another sentence, write another sentence. And we'll consider it.
What I don't think much of is the business about the Hitler regime and those elements favorable to it. I mean, that's a bit clumsy, isn't it? A bit vague.
Classes would be better than elements.
Really? You think so?
Why don't we come right out and say what we mean? The Hitler regime and the corporation.
No, I don't think that would be at all advisable. When the vice president introduced my speech at Madison Square Garden, he made it quite clear that any criticism of America...
All right.
We're visitors in this country, Heinrich. It's only polite to be circumspect.
God help us.
What about the Hitler regime and its criminal supporters?
Couldn't we fetch the ladies?
Why?
Well, they'd be able to wrap this up in 10 minutes.
No, I don't see how anyone could object to this. At a moment when the Allied victory approaches, We, the undersigned German writers...
German?
Writers.
We, the undersigned German-speaking writers, scientists and artists, feel it's our duty to make the following public statement. How's that?
Wonderful.
Any objections? Well, I do feel it softens the hammer blow of the opening, don't you? Well, Horvath, since you're so anxious to fetch in the ladies, please do so, and we'll try it out on them.
You know what I think, Tommy? I think we've labored mightily and brought forth a mouse.
Mice have their uses. At a moment when...
Is that all you come up with in 4 hours? Jesus, Mary and Joseph, call yourself writers.
Nellie, please. At a moment when the Allied victory approaches, we, the undersigned German-speaking writers...
Well, I've had enough. Quite enough, more than enough.
feel it our duty
So
to make
I
the following public statement.
melted away. I was driving through Westwood when it suddenly dawned on me I'd forgotten to sign the letter.
So the old reptile phoned Feuchtwanger and withdrew his signature.
You mean Thomas Mann?
You call a meeting because you want to say something like this. Hitler is not the same as Germany, and we call on our comrades there to rise up against him. It's fine, except the meeting is dominated by some pernickety old maiden aunt who fiddles about with it for hours until it says, it's our view, or at any rate the view of most of us, or at least the view of enough of us to make it perhaps worth stating, that Hitler is not necessarily identical in every respect with the rest of the German people, and we think it will be awfully nice if some way could be devised, making this clear to the rest of the world without causing offence, and providing, of course, they make absolutely sure no commies are involved. And he calls up. He says, that letter, oh dear. I think that was pitching it a bit strong. You'd better take my name off it.
Did he give any reason?
Apparently, Roosevelt has this crazy idea that in a putative post-war capitalist Germany, Thomas Mann would make an ideal president. Of course, he says it's too soon to declare our support for the German people, and we don't know what horrors may be uncovered in the future.
Oh, that seems to me a fair point.
Oh, really? It seems to me to be equivocating crap.
It's not as straightforward as all that, is it, this business about the German people? After all, they did vote for Hitler in pretty considerable numbers.
Well, you know, I don't altogether approve of elections.
Ah, that's another matter.
No. The only thing that makes me suspicious of the Germans is that for 30 years, and without being compelled to do so by 20 divisions of the SS, so many of them obstinately persisted in reading the works of Thomas Mann.
There's nothing wrong with Thomas Mann, except that he believes his own reviews. Why can you smoke those evil things?
What, these? These are El Capitan Corona, I've been sent from New York.
I mean, you smoke them by choice?
Oh, yes. For me, these are the means of production.
Well, seems to be working. I saw your Lang film. Good things in it.
Nah. It was shit. They screwed me.
How?
First of all, it was misery working with Lang, misery. To top it all off, they underpaid me.
Still, you did make some money.
Yeah, bought some new trousers.
And a Buick.
Yes, with a rumble seat. Not that the theatre's any better over here. It's all part of the same great emotions racket.
I don't know anyone in a theatre.
You try talking to Americans about forming a theatre collective, they look at you as if you're completely insane.
I heard a great definition of a theatre collective the other day. A theatre collective is a group of actors and technicians who, after frank, exhaustive, and democratic discussions on any given topic, will then decide to do exactly what Brecht wants.
Oh, yeah. Who said that?
Can't remember.
Well, let's face it. When it comes to directing, there's Chaplin, and there's me. Now, what about that signature?
Look, I genuinely forgot to sign this last night. I just couldn't wait to get out of there. But now I look at it. I mean, no one's interested in what I think about all this. I'm not even interested in what I think about it.
Yeah, so you're chickening out as well?
No, I just can't see the point. It all seems rather meaningless and self-important.
No, listen. To do nothing is to be on their side.
I know that. And there are far worse things that I've done than not sign that bit of paper. But that's my business, isn't it?
Well, I must say, this confirms my worst fears about you. Now I know why. Even though you're a talented man, your work is so detestable.
Oh?
It's this disgusting passivity. You people don't realize it's not enough in the theatre to interpret the world anymore. You have to change it.
I really think you underestimate people's intelligence. They don't want blueprints. They don't want instructions. They're being told every day what to do. They don't want to go to the theatre and be told what to do all over again. They want to be shown who they are.
That's the easy way out.
No, it's not. Lies is what's easy. The truth is invariably difficult.
No, don't start throwing metaphysics at me. This isn't the country for metaphysics. This is the funeral parlour of the spirit, where everyone's tongue is brown and you have to be a freak to be normal.
I've never understood why love of mankind in general should so often be accompanied by a profound dislike of the individual. Any theories? Besides, I've always been rather fond of freaks. Oh, listen, you've been there. I've often wondered what happens to transvestites in the Soviet Union.
Well, I must say, this is shaping up to be the most eccentric defense of capitalism I've ever encountered. You're asking for a land fit for transvestites?
Yes.
I see.
After all, civilization depends, does it not, upon our awareness of the sufferings of others?
Civilization? No. Civilization is 4 kinds of wine, 3 kinds of folk. It's a device for maintaining the bourgeoisie sense of superiority.
No, that's snobbery. That's something different.
Listen, I've got people to see. I can't stand here all day quibbling over vocabulary.
And perhaps it's best if we agree to respect our differences.
Well, that's the most boring suggestion I've heard all week. You can respect my differences if you like. I despise yours.
I see you like to win arguments.
I just did, didn't I? Certainly no point coming second.
Well, that's the American way.
I'm off.
I never saw him again. Just before Christmas, I had another SOS from Heinrich. I'm not quite clear what exactly happened.
Well, her license.
I'll tell him, shall I? As long as I'm in the room.
All right.
I was going mad here. There was someone I needed to see. Last week I went out and I hired a car and I drove over. And on the way back I was in a collision at a junction. Entirely my fault. And they tested me yesterday I was drunk. I was. Also, there was a case of wine on the back seat. And the trial's on Monday.
Christ.
They're going to send me to jail, I know it.
No.
What do you know?
I'm sure they won't.
It's like a jail already, this place. For me, this whole city's like a bloody great open prison. How am I going to stand in a real jail?
Look, you mustn't jump to conclusions.
That's what I keep telling her. You mustn't jump to conclusions.
Well, this conclusion jumped to me.
Now, look. I'm sure if we all put our heads together, there are lots of things we'll be able to do.
Of course there are. On any number of things.
Don't keep repeating everything he says like a parrot, Hein. He's giving me a headache.
And don't forget, my brother has the ear of the president.
I took a lover and he's very young.
Excuse me.
should never have come here. Never. They all treat me like dirt, every one of them. Except you and Heine, of course. I think I'm not good enough for him.
Sure, that's not true.
I was never really happy anywhere except in Berlin. I didn't care what anyone did. Made no difference to me, none. Just I fixed the drinks and decided whether I felt like it tonight. I should never have left.
Why did you?
I never met anyone who was kind to me. Like Heine was. I suddenly got into my head that that was the most important thing. So I went away to find him.
I'm sure you were right.
No, because kindness isn't the only thing, is it? I mean, it's not everything, is it? Sometimes it's just not enough.
No.
I can't do without that boy. Even though... And you know, I'll take any... You know what I'm saying? No, it's not that.
Yes.
Any humiliation.
Don't.
Nothing touches.
Yes.
It's brutality. Or his indifference.
Philip, don't let it. You shouldn't. Find someone else.
You know, there was a time when everybody wanted me.
I'm sure. But I couldn't. Nobody could. Before I left, Heinrich told me he disposed of all her sleeping pills. He bundled her into a taxi and took her to the nearest hospital. But they were very busy and they didn't like the look of this shabby old foreigner who didn't have enough money on him. They refused to take his check. So he called another taxi and set off to another hospital. There, they were regretfully forced to take the same attitude. But at least told him of a third hospital, where he might expect better luck. He kept the taxi waiting this time, so they were able to speed off without delay to hospital number 3. Where indeed they were far more helpful and were able to tell him right away that Nellie had just died. A few weeks before, I'd been to a fundraising meeting for Roosevelt in Bel Air. Thomas Mann, who was now an American citizen, spoke. Well, you could tell that America had taken him to his heart. And from then on, whenever I thought about America, 2 images rose before me. Thomas, on that white podium in that manicured garden, and Heinrich, weeping and covered with vomit, trying to get some attention paid to his dying wife. Well, the war was over. We lost. And those of us who by chance had not been murdered had to consider whether or not we should go home and try to make our peace with those who by chance had not murdered us. Most of us drifted into staying. By now, I'd worked my way to this pink stucco rancho-style cabana at the top of the hill. Also, in spite of everything, I still loved America. I was devoted to its tragic innocence. But the wave of post-war optimism was about to break. All over Hollywood, supporters of liberal causes, of the war effort, and of our glorious Soviet ally began to discover to their own amazement that they were in fact premature anti-fascists, fifth columnists, Red Stooges, or even communists.
I have answered the question, Mr. Quisling. I am sorry.
Any real American would be proud to answer the question, are you or have you ever been a member of the Communist Party?
It depends.
Any real American.
The real purpose of this investigation
that is not
is to drive a wedge into the component
part
of the motion picture industry.
It's unfortunate and tragic that I have to teach this committee the basic principles of Americanism. That's not the question.
Naturally, one of the first to be summoned before the House Un-American Activities Committee was Bertolt Brecht.
Brecht. Are you a member of the Communist Party? Or have you ever been a member of the Communist Party?
I do not understand the question.
Are you now, have you ever been a member of the Communist Party of any country?
No, never.
Well, that fooled them.
The following day, he flew back to Europe and entered into his kingdom.
As for Heinrich, he was invited back to East Germany to be president of the Academy of Arts. I drove out to Santa Monica to say goodbye to him. I found him in the grip of a singular delusion.
Of course, the position is largely honorary, but there'll be a great many official duties. I'm rather dreading that side of it.
I'm sure it won't be that bad.
No. It's not a thing one turns down. To be president of East Germany. They wanted me to stand in the 1932 elections, you know, against Hitler and Hindenburg. I refused. I didn't think writers had any business meddling in politics. I was wrong. So this time, I really must take up the challenge.
Yes, I see that.
They tell me I'm a millionaire now. Only of East German marks, of course. Still, nice to die a millionaire.
Yes.
Only thing that worries me is having to work with Ulbricht. Awful servile little creep.
He's party chairman now, isn't he?
Yes, he'll be completely unbearable. I've been having those emigre dreams again.
Oh, really? What are yours?
Waking up in Berlin, being recognized, arrested, dragged off.
Mine are always Vienna. Can't speak the language anymore. Pockets full of American money. Can't remember where anything is.
I'm frightened about going back.
That's understandable.
I told you about my wife, my first wife, and my daughter.
Yes.
They put them in a concentration camp, you know. Just for being my wife and daughter. No other reason. Mimi died soon after they were let out. But my daughter, those years, all those years in Theresienstadt. What am I going to say to her when I see her?
I'm sure she won't hold you to blame.
How is it we were so lucky? Something else I keep seeing in my dreams. All those queues of desperate people outside the consulates in Marseille, waiting all day and then turned away. Why didn't that happen to us? I mean, what's so special about being writers?
I don't know. I don't know.
All the people I've loved most, you know. Life was too hard for all of them. Both my sisters, Nellie, my nephew Klaus. They all killed themselves. Why do you suppose that is? Most extraordinary thing, you know. Did I ever tell you? When my sister Carla died, at the time, she was the person who meant most to me in the world. I was walking in the Tyrol when I suddenly heard her calling out to me, clear as a bell, Heinrich, Heinrich. And when I got back to the hotel, there was a telegram. She'd taken enough cyanide to kill a company of soldiers. I know I heard her voice. Hard to believe, but I promise you it's true.
No. I find it quite easy to believe.
Since then, my whole life has been like that. To hear people crying out from distant countries, and nothing I could do about it. I think Nellie would have been all right if she'd stayed in Europe, but she couldn't, of course. She was frightened they'd find out she was Jewish. Oh, yes. Father was a man named Noah Troplowitz, Galician Jew. I'd left her. We'd said goodbye in Berlin. She was a lovely, painful memory. I was working in my study in Bandol-sur-Mer when I heard a sound behind me. start out through Denmark, then all the way down to France. Save the money from, I don't know, tips. And I wasn't a young man. It was the most beautiful thing anyone's ever done for me.
He talked to me about her for an hour or so, and then I left. I felt a dull ache, as if I'd lost something I'd never owned. He never got back to Europe. A couple of weeks later, he spent an evening listening to Puccini. Divine Puccini. Went to sleep and never woke up. As the 50s began, blacklisting became an institution, and our American colleagues began to be faced with the same choices which had tormented us in Europe before the war. All over.
You said it.
You feel relief?
I guess so. But all those days and nights preparing myself, getting myself more and more terrified, and then to be in and out in 2 minutes. As long as they're going to destroy your career, you'd think they'd put a little effort into it. It's kind of insulting when they make it so obvious how insignificant they think you are.
It's not that. Just they're bored with people taking the fifth. You heard the others. I refuse to answer this question on the ground and they incriminate me. I mean, they don't want to hear that all day.
Then they should mind their own fucking business.
Sure, of course.
I'm never going to work again.
Of course you are.
No, listen, 20th didn't even wait to see how it turned out. As soon as they heard I got a subpoena, they fired me.
They must have known you weren't going to name names.
How could anyone do that? Jesus, how could they?
Keep the maid, the pool, the subscription to the golf club, the wife.
But to inform on your friends, Jesus.
I admire so much what you did today. So brave. What will you do now?
I don't know.
Are you going to move back east?
Why? You're all I've got now.
What you did today, I compared with myself and...
What do you mean?
Listen.
There's something all this time I never told you.
Don't.
Oh, yes. I must. In 1934, I joined the German Writers' Union.
Well, I don't see what... In 1934?
That's right. I should say the Nazi Writers' Union.
I don't understand. Why?
If you wanted to get work or to be published, you had to join.
Oh. I see.
I had to swear an oath that not even one of my grandparents was Jewish. I had to be certified politically unobjectionable.
You don't have to tell me all this.
No, I must get this right. It was more than this. I had to find witnesses, how do you call them? References, to say that I was politically reliable. One I asked was this old cretin professor who had written the book, Adolf Hitler, Progress Through Willpower. He signed. He said I was most suitable. So, my boot also was on your people's faces. The only thing I can say in my defense is I never paid the dues. 2.5 years I was in before they kicked me out. And all that time, nothing I wrote was worth shit.
I don't understand how you could want to do that.
Did you read Death in Venice?
Yes, of course.
It was a little like this. I could not leave the plague-infested city. But it was not beauty and innocence which kept me enthralled. It was the grotesque, triumph of stupidity, the ugliness. But no, there are no excuses. I should have told you before. Years since years this has been like a stone in my heart.
It won't make any difference.
Oh, yes, it will. It did. A month later, she left for New York, but she'd already traveled further away than the width of the continent. For me now, Los Angeles had become a city of ghosts. And I was suddenly aware that, just as before, I was standing by, watching the poison spread. And I wanted to go to work in the theater again. By now, I had 4 unperformed plays in my desk drawer. But as I was preparing to go back to Europe, I was offered a job. Nothing very interesting, of course. Just the sequel to a dull but surprisingly successful comedy called Bedtime for Bonzo. But I thought it might be better to go back home with a full pocket rather than a half-empty one. The day of the meeting, I got up early. My old Studebaker had broken down again, so I summoned a taxi to take me to Bel Air. I arrived late.
Sorry I'm late.
No problem.
made a mistake. I got the taxi to drop me at the front gate.
Oh, you have had a walk. Take a seat.
Thank you.
Did you see the Renoirs on your way through the house?
No, are they here?
No, paintings. The paintings?
Oh, no.
They're kind of fun. Look at them later.
Yes.
Hey, go ahead.
Oh, thank you.
Well, did you have time to give our project a little thought?
Sure.
Any ideas? I know writing a sequel isn't as interesting as doing an original, but there is a kind of discipline in it, you know?
Yes.
Okay, let's have it.
Well, I thought... I was thinking about it quite a lot. To find a different direction or so. And I think in this one, we should see him... He should fall in love with a chimpanzee.
Are you serious?
Sure.
Fall in love with a goddamn chimpanzee?
Yes, this is my most interesting idea.
Well, Ed, I don't deny it is interesting. It's a little too interesting, I would have thought, for the front office.
Oh, don't worry. I make it all right in the end.
How?
Well, he marries the chimpanzee.
And then I suppose he goes on to become President of the United States. Is that it?
Oh, no. I think we should keep it in the bounds of possibility, don't you?
You don't really want to do this picture, do you?
No.
I don't blame you.
On the other hand, I need the money.
Let me see what I can do. You want to swim?
What?
I'm afraid I have to go now. Would you like a swim?
Okay, sure. My pool's so small I can only swim with one arm.
Everything's in the pool house. Oh, how long do you need?
Oh. 20 minutes, half an hour.
Okay, I'll send my chauffeur out for you in half an hour. He'll take you wherever you want to go.
Thank you.
Good to see you. I'll be in touch.
Sure.
Well, I was hot and it was a lovely pool. I was aware of a great gash which had opened above one temple. Later, there were violent struggles. Then all of a sudden, through the blue-green rectangle above, I had a distorted glimpse of the rolling lawns, the obedient trees, the imposing ivy-covered walls. Eden, played for out of other men's dreams. Great peace stole over me. By the time the chauffeur arrived, looking as if he'd escaped from that new cocktail picture, I was floating comfortable as could be on the surface. The sun blazed down on us and on this biblical city. As for me, dear friends, as for me, I was dead at last.